Having good control of the wing in its proper position is actually nearly impossible at first. The fine understanding of its delicate balance and mechanism of action is something that requires time to develop. So the neutral and boom grip is a friendly intermediate step that we can take to make our first contacts with the wing a little more approachable and understandable. The reason why it's easier to use this grip is twofold. First of all, it's easier to maintain a good orientation of the wing because if you imagine the wing as an arrow, you are holding the tip of it in your hand, and so it's difficult from here to make it aim upward too much, because you'd really have to raise your arm a lot, which would be unnatural. As you'll remember from the video on wing control, the wing needs to aim forward if we want to move forward. Instead, if it aims upward, we can easily make the wing backstall, and so we're not gonna move and we lose balance. Hence, having the hand right on the tip of the wing gives us a much more direct control over where the wing is aiming. The second reason is that from this grip is much harder to sheet in. Both hands on the boom instead naturally make you sheet in easier, and this can cause balance problems when you aren't in control of how much the wing pulls. Plus, it can cause orientation problems again, because as we discussed in the video on wing control, if we start backstalling, the wing will want to start aiming upward. Instead, with the neutral and boom grip, our hands don't have much leverage to sheet in, so oversheeting and backstalling becomes very difficult. So all of this is great because we are eliminating the two biggest problems in wing control, but it has other consequences which we have to understand. Since your front hand is placed at the furthermost upwind point of the wing, it will actually experience very little pull. So the force of the wing will be felt entirely by your back arm. And this is something you don't want to get too used to, because when you later switch to both hands on the boom, where your backhand is lower down and hence has more leverage, controlling all the power of the wing with the back arm is a sure recipe to oversheet and backstall. So my advice is to not spend too much time in this position and use it only as a first grip to set the wing correctly, and then after you are in control like this, you can switch to the normal grip. Also, try to get in the good habit of already fully extending your front arm if you want to sheet in more, and if you need even more power, you can grab the boom in a lower position with the back hand. But if you come to the point where you need all the power of the wing, then you've come to the point where you should just switch to both hands on the boom. Then, always because from this position we can't sheet in so easily, we don't generate much wing body tension, which is the key for developing balance, as I explained in the videos controlling balance with the wing and leaning back importance. Although at the beginning this is not a problem, because we're not capable yet of leaning back and generate tension. In fact, our balance is even favored because since in this position we have more control of the wing, we have one less thing to worry about. But just be aware that to level up with your balance, you're going to have to grab the wing in the normal position. Finally, we have another great advantage, which is that we are going to go upwind a lot easier. This is just because when we are holding it from here compared to when we are holding it from here, now we are holding it from a more upwind point, and as you see, the wing goes more towards the back of the board as you switch grip, which, as you can learn in controlling sailing angle with the wing, it means we're going to go more upwind. So, since it's an easier way to control the wing's orientation and also go upwind, why don't we just normally hold the wing like this? Well, that's because as long as we are just taxing, the neutral and boom grip can work just fine. But when we want to fly, which is the whole point of doing wing foil, we are going to need the full power of the wing, and for that we simply need both hands on the boom. Also, in those days where the conditions are more intense, we need more tension in the wing in order to create our balance. So use the neutral and boom grip as a tool to facilitate the good orientation of the wing and going upwind whenever you're struggling with these things. As you switch from the neutral and boom position to both hands on the boom, look at the wing with your eyes and observe if its position and angle changes at all. Your goal is to be able to maintain the wing in the same exact position even when you change to both hands on the boom. Of course, later from the normal position you'll be able to sheet in more, but for the most part you're going to have to hold the wing exactly like it stays in the neutral and boom grip. So train this on the beach and make sure you've got it exactly right. You can even film yourself to make sure the wing is literally staying perfectly in place as you change your hands. Train on the beach until you can switch your hands without changing the position at all 100% of the times, and then you can try it in the water. You will notice that as you do the transition, the back arm, which was the one sustaining the wing, is now leaving the entire job of sustaining the wing to the front arm, because we're now positioning the hand roughly where the back was. Well, the back hand moves lower down, leaving the arm relaxed and simply fixed in a good place for orienting the wing correctly. Training this transition is the best way to approach the normal grip for good control. Be uncompromising with this exercise. You need to get the cleanest movement, so train it precise. Then check the other videos in the playlist Technical Knowledge for Beginners. You'll find everything in the description. Enjoy your practice and keep flying.